something came out, Rob, with betonline.ag. All right. So that's one of those companies that does data and analysis. All right. And we saw the same thing. We did it with Steph Curry, LeBron James, I think, where they look at Twitter and social media and all the posts about various players, and they're able to determine from the post, or they do determine from the post, who's the most hated, who gets the most negative tweets, and so on.
Are they just checking my Twitter or not? Oh, I'm just wondering.
You probably weren't included in the ones about Brady, I bet. But anyway, Rob, for the third straight year, Tom Brady was named or was revealed as the most hated player in the NFL. He was the most disliked player in 36 states. Second was Aaron Rodgers. Second was Antonio Brown, his teammate.
Wow.
In Tampa Bay. He was the most hated in 6 states. Aaron Rodgers was third with 4. Baker Mayfield, 2.
Wisconsin wasn't in one of those 4, was it?
Doubtful.
Okay, all right.
Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston were 1 state apiece. So what are your thoughts on this, Rob?
Not surprised. I think for all that he's accomplished, and Tom Brady is still out on a campaign trail trying to convince people that, like, I'm the greatest. Look, I'm the greatest. Look at what I do. It can rub people the wrong way. And I also, because it's all about him, even though he talks about the team, but it is about Tom Brady. And the other part is, I think there are people who can't get past the Patriots and the cheating and some of the stuff that's gone on. And, the whole Brady thing with the football and Deflategate, it could have easily been handled, Chris, if Tom Brady stepped up to the mic and said, you know what, I asked the ball boys to take some air out the ball, and it's my fault. I just thought, I didn't realize it was under league rules, and it was my mistake. And I think people could have bought that. Like, you're not sure, what feels comfortable, and I don't think he would have been suspended, Chris, if that was really his take on it. But, they saw Tom Brady destroying his phone and 100 texts to ball boys, and just the way he kind of played it, I think rubbed people the wrong way. And he's always one of these gee whiz, shucks, like he doesn't know what's going on, and he's oblivious to everything, and it's only about football and the team, and it just doesn't come off as
avocado.
Genuine. Huh? An
avocado shakes.
Right, so that's what I think. That's why I think Brady, I don't think it's just they hate him because he wins. I really don't. I think there's just a persona about him and around him to make people not really embrace him as much as somebody who has won as much as he has. We know people hate Duke. We know people hate the Yankees, right? They're teams, Chris, that they hate because they win. But I don't think that it's just the winning that makes people hate Tom Brady. I think it figures in a little bit, but I think there's a lot of outside stuff that rubs people the wrong way.
Well, I certainly won't deny that what you said about the cheating scandals, the Spygate, which he may have had nothing to do with, but certainly Bill Belichick did it. And the Deflategate, that those are factors. I'll definitely give you that. But I also think that the winning is a huge part of it, the dominance. And if you look around the sports landscape today, anybody who's winning like that is hated by a certain segment. They're loved by a lot of people, and they're hated by a lot of people. When they did these, I don't know if it was betonline.ag, but when we talked about the one for the NBA players a few months ago, Rob G, correct me if I'm wrong, Steph Curry was the most hated. Now, what's there to hate about Steph Curry other than
he doesn't
the winning?
make big shots at the end of games when it matters most.
Okay, that doesn't matter to people that don't like him, because Tom Brady makes big plays and you don't give him credit for that. So, people gonna find a reason to hate the winners, because when guys win consistently, guess what? They're keeping your team from winning consistently. The only guy, Rob, that I can think of, and maybe I'll throw this out there that I might be overlooking somebody. But Rob, not really in my view, since Michael Jordan has somebody who was probably hated in New York to some degree, Rob.
Everybody wasn't on board with Michael Jordan.
But I think nobody's going to ever be 100%. But I think Michael Jordan, more than any athlete I can think of, was the most beloved. Like a higher percentage of people loved Michael Jordan than really, like I said, any other athlete I can think of. Magic had those that loved him, but those that hated him. Bird, same thing. Nowadays, you got LeBron and Steph, Kevin Durant. In football, obviously nobody's won like Brady, but whether you look back at some of those great Cowboys teams, I mean, it's always you got those that love you and hate you. And so I think winning is a big part of it because you can't point to anybody else. The guys in the other sports that win these polls, if you want to use the word win, are also the biggest winners. LeBron and Steph.
Yeah, but LeBron's lost a lot too, Chris. I mean, let's not like you.
Yeah, but he's still. Winner. I mean, he's won. He's won the ton too. But he's lost a lot too.
But
he and Steph are right now. He and Steph are probably the biggest winners in the NBA. He's won. He's the only player to win it with 3 different franchises. But people have seen him lose a lot as well. I'm just saying he's lost 6 times.
I get the LeBron. I think it's also a little bit about how he carries himself and how I think people don't like
going to different teams.
Like he's raiding different teams to get players for him. He always wants to stack the deck. I think a lot of that has to do with why LeBron's not liked.
So what is it about Steph?
I think Steph was talked up so big. It was one of those where you just repel a little bit. Like during the Steph, it was ad nauseum. Like all they talked about was how great Steph is and this and that. And then I think you get tired of it a little bit, even though he had success and they won those championships. I think that the Steph media coverage was over the top a little bit. And I think that's what rubbed people. That's my point.
Yeah.
Because, they won a lot, but I think it was, he's the greatest shooter. Oh, did you see that shot? Oh, did you see that? Oh, he's so great. Oh, he's light skinned. Oh, he's short. Oh,
nobody ever said he's light skinned.
Yeah,
Nobody ever said he's light skinned.
Yeah, he does. Yes, they do. They talk about it all the time.
That's why they like him?
No, that's why they dislike him. He's
obviously light-skinned.
People dislike you because you're light-skinned. You know how that goes.
And I'm going to say this because I'm tired of hearing this. Because brothers throw that out, right?
What?
Oh, y'all light-skinned, blah, blah. All them brothers talking about light-skinned, all they want to date is light-skinned women.
What? Who said that?
Right? So let's keep it real.
My wife was brown-skinned.
Not you necessarily, but I'm just talking for real. So brothers, don't go there with me. Because I'll embarrass you. All right, but anyway, Rob G., you had a question?
Yeah, I had a question. Specifically, I guess, for Chris. Because, Chris, you said the biggest reason why you think people are hating Tom Brady is because he wins a lot. My question...
I don't know if that's the biggest. I just think that's a big one. Yeah. I think the cheating...
And you brought up Steph Curry and LeBron because they win a lot. Recently, nobody in the NFL wins more than Patrick Mahomes, and I can't think of anybody who hates Patrick Mahomes.
He's got 1 Super Bowl. I'm talking about Super Bowl. I'm talking about the grand
but he's been
of them all.
He's been to the Super Bowl a few times, right?
Twice, and he's been to the AFC Championship 3 times in his first 3 years.
Don't compare the winning of Pat Mahomes, who
I understand
to Tom
that.
Brady. You can't.
I understand
it's
that.
It's not about winning regular season games. It's about winning the Super Bowl.
My question...
And Tom Brady's won how many since Mahomes been in the league? He's won 2, 3? Since Mahomes been in the league.
He's won 2 because the one with the Rams, so he's won 2.
The one that the Rams defense won, that one, Rob G.
Yeah, but I guess because that's the question is like if it's just about wins and losses, for whatever reason, nobody hates Pat Mahomes, and he's been winning at a higher clip than anybody. So what makes him?
We disagree on that.
But
I'm not giving regular season. Rob just talked about regular season.
But what
wins.
makes him different than Tom Brady in that regard? Is it because he's more personable?
I would say my answer. You asked me the question. Rob will answer after me. I would say one, he hasn't won like Tom Brady. I mean, he's won one Super Bowl. So I think he's, if he becomes as dominant in terms of winning as Brady, maybe that will be the case with some people. Also, he's younger. So I think when you're younger, people don't know you as well. They're not as familiar with you. They haven't, I just think when players are old, I mean, we're talking about LeBron, Steph, they've been around a long time. Brady, obviously. So I think that's a part of it too. So those would be my two answers. He hasn't won like Brady, and he's young. Still fairly
and Rob
new.
G, real quick about the anti-Brady stuff. Do you think I'm right about the cheating part and then the way Brady carries himself? Like he supposedly be all team, but it is about him. Well,
I don't think that's fair. Why is he not? He's not all team.
The other part of it,
some team.
To piggyback what you said, Rob, about the cheating and stuff is. There's a lot of football fans, from Pittsburgh and Baltimore and Los Angeles or San Diego, I guess, the Chargers, where they'll tell you and they're convinced that Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and the Patriots had the refs in their back pockets because he's always getting that big call that no one else is getting at that point in time of a game. And so there's this resentment that people have towards them because everything seems to always break in their favor.
There's always some big pass interference.
Whether it's above board or it's not, people don't like it.
Yep.